Welcome to RPG Archive. Today we're using the tier system from tiermaker.com. I can't remember exactly, but you'll be able to see it. In this series, I'll be ranking games on this tier list that I have archived. The tiers range from S, A, B, C, and D in descending order. The games will be ranked based on enjoyment factor, historical impact, story, and anything else I deem appropriate. You may have a different opinion. In fact, I encourage you to have one. So let me know how wrong I am in the comments below. Let's get started. Today we're talking about Dragon Quest I, or as it was known in America, Dragon Warrior. This is the prototypical historical RPG, the first one. You know, there were others, but in fact, it was based on others. But this is like the JRPG that kind of started it all. It's made by Enix, and the developer actually was Chunsoft, I believe. If I look it up, can't remember exactly. Yes, it was. Just checked right now on the Wikipedia thing. So it's a JRPG where you play as only one character, so there's only one party member, and it's your descendant of Erdrick. Who's Erdrick? Maybe check out Dragon Quest III in the archives. That's a little spoiler. But you're playing as a descendant of him named Loto, or whatever you choose as your character's name. And you have to defeat the Dragon Lord, who's trying to obviously take over the world. And it's your simple quest to do that. The game is about 10 hours long. You can definitely beat it quicker than that. And it features a lot of the beginning steps for what would become not only Dragon Quest, but JRPGs in general. So you have things like, the stats, leveling up, items. You don't have party members, like I mentioned, but you have a lot of other things. You have characters that would become staples in the future. Slimes make their first appearance here in number 1. A lot of different characters make their first appearance. And you have different towns that have different vendors and different items to buy and different mini stories. Granted, the stories from town to town aren't that complex, but there are some really unique ones. There's a giant that's sleeping outside of a town. You have to do stuff to stop him. You got to collect items that help you, main quest items that will unlock the next path, and a lot of things that you'll see in other RPGs started here, and it's cool to see that. The game is not very complicated. There's really no progression system for your character besides the one it's set on, so what you get is what you get, which I don't necessarily mind, but in modern RPGs, customization is kind of the flavor of life, so it doesn't have any of that. Overall, it's still very fun. You can play this on different platforms. You can play it on mobile. You can play it on your Switch. You can play the classic version on the NES. There's a Super Nintendo version in Japan that you can play through, how you would. And then there's lots of different ways to play it. I think they're all great. You could argue the graphics, whatever, irritate you. If that's fine, that's the case, that's fine. It didn't bother me. I played it on the Switch. I thought it was great. There's lots of ways to play it, and anyway, it's very fun. I don't recommend the NES version just because it's a little bit old. It's an antiquated. They've made a lot of improvements, but if you want to go that route, go for it. The game holds up quite well, knowing that it's very simple and understanding that it's going to be kind of a slog in that respect. It holds up pretty well. Is it the most fun game? Obviously not. It's not the best game in the series by far, and I love Dragon Quest, so the fact that I'm saying the first one isn't the best should give you a hint. It's more that I respect the game than love it. It's certainly not unplayable, but I mostly just respect what it did, its attempts at the JRPG before there was a JRPG genre, and I respect that they went through, they tried to tell an engaging story, which, to be honest, they didn't. But if you're like a Dark Souls guy, there's little pieces of a story, and you can sort of piece that together the best you can. Where would I place it on the tier list? I would have to place it as a B. The reason I'm going to choose B is that it's certainly capable. It's not a very fun game for the most part. I don't necessarily recommend it for first-time RPGers. I wouldn't say try this because it's not really going to be your thing. There's a lot better games, a lot more better, more better, there's a lot better games out there So you should pick those. But for its historical value, I think it's more than just like a crap game. It certainly holds up as far as a testament to the RPG mind of Yuji Horii, and then you got Akira Toriyama doing the artwork. There's a lot of great things about it. So from that perspective, I give it a B. What do you guys think? Did I screw up? Is it too high? Is it too low? Let me know in the comments below. There's a little rhyme for you. Thank you so much for looking at this, and I'll see you guys next time.